Time to do a bit of a recap of the Camino Frances, and this is my last day in Madrid, and I'm walking through their incredibly beautiful botanic gardens. And anyway, I decided not to sit because hopefully you get to see a bit of what's behind me, and maybe that's the point of the review. Is it's really hard to encapsulate, essentially 30 odd days of walking some 20 to 25 kilometres a day, and the things that go through your mind, but it does give you plenty of time to think about, well, sometimes nothing. It's just kind of meditative, and I guess my meditation became helpful in that I knew how to manage those times when your mind's just going over and over and over and over something again and again and again. And I found a vulnerability that I wasn't aware that I had, or maybe I was aware that I had it, but I didn't know how to manage it. And that was probably the biggest lesson for me. And the vulnerability wasn't what I kind of thought it was going to be. It turned out that I had to really flip something and think about something in a completely different way to the way that I have thought about it probably for the last 55 years. And in that, that will filter into probably other areas of my life now that I kind of am aware of it. It's taught me a couple of things. I'm okay as I am and who I am. And it's still doing this. Maybe because it's my last day, I don't know. But yeah, what an incredible... I can't say that I loved it. I loved parts of it. I hated parts of it. There were some times where I went, what the actual am I doing out here, and why am I out here? I just want to go home. I just want to go home to what I know. And then the next day, of course, you get up and you just crack on. And I think that's what life's all about. Next day, you just get up and crack on, because nothing ever stays the same, and we know that. Life is transient. Everyone you meet, everything you do, everything you think, everything you create, it's all transient. And when we go on, seriously, even without children, no one's going to remember any of it. Anything you said, anything you did, anything you didn't do, it'll all just turn to dust. And that's not to be morbid, that's just the realities of life. Would I recommend it? Yeah. I'd recommend being fit. There were so many people that I met that just seriously weren't fit. They had no right really being out there, in the sense that they could have done injury to themselves. And I think going without having some training, some walking practice, is negligent at best. I got nicknamed the greyhound, the thoroughbred, someone called me. You're such a fast walker, and I am naturally a fast walker, and I always have been. And I don't know whether people got offended by it, don't care. But one of the best things that was ever said to me on that trip, and you'll know who you are, I hope, this person said to me, I don't actually really care what you say. And I thought, what a great attitude to have. And through that person, I loved you dearly, and I love you dearly, and I really enjoyed your company. So what's the summation of all of this? Life will never be the same. It's shown me that I'm tougher than I think. I'm more resilient than I think. And it doesn't matter what other people say or think or do. The only way to get through life, this life, is to believe in yourself, believe in your skills, believe in your talent, and know that doesn't matter what you kind of do, it's going to work out. It's always going to work out. One way or another. May not be the way you wanted it to, but it's always going to work out. Go with the flow. Don't put your donkey feet out. And unless absolutely safety, unless that's the only stipulation I'll make on that comment, is don't put your donkey legs out unless it's a safety issue. And that was something that was probably drummed into me as a child. But yeah, what an amazing walk. Did I love it all? No, absolutely not. But it's going to take a long time to come to terms with it. And they do say the Camino walk often shows its purpose at the end. Okay, that's my summation whilst still in Madrid. And my heart goes out to Spain at the moment. This is an amazing botanic gardens here, I've got to say. It's pretty impressive. One of the things that I didn't mention was some of the things that I didn't struggle with, but I hadn't made a note of it as a priority at the beginning, and that was navigation, weather checking, packing backpack, not travel bag per se, but the backpack for the day, and keeping abreast of all those things all the time. And if you got waylaid by, I found it very difficult to do it with other people. I kind of had to do it on my own. So that was something that I had to learn. And have a look at this bloody place. Being gobsmacking, really. Anyway, I'm walking around here to this big guy on a horse. I don't know who it is, but there's an amazing lake behind me here where everyone's doing their rowing practice. The Torrens, it is not. Just trying to find somewhere quiet where hundreds of tourists aren't dragging hand luggage across cobblestones. I'm sorry, you're going to get it anyway. I'm trying to find somewhere quiet down here, but anyway. Would I suggest doing it? Yes, I would. I think it's a really different experience doing it solo as opposed to doing it with someone else. Sharing that navigation, weather, packing, goods and chattels is a different experience to actually doing it on your own. And I think in that it actually gives you a slightly different experience too. You become I think you become a bit more inner and you're a bit more aware of what's going on within yourself if you're doing it solo, in my experience. And I would do it with someone, but I think you've got to make sure that individual, you know them well. I wouldn't be doing it with a friend or someone you didn't know how to travel with, or didn't know their fitness levels, or didn't know their psychological mind set up. Because it challenges all of that, and I think in many ways, potentially doing it solo is well, for me, I reckon it might be a better experience because you get to actually think about yourself. And I don't think there's anything selfish about that. But did I love it all? No, I certainly didn't. I loved bits of it. I loved that I've done it. I think if you're going to do it, research it and make sure it's something that you're really prepared to do mentally as well as physically. Now, I'm just going to show you. Anyway, I'm going to go and find a final uno caffè con leche, por favor.